we're going to put you as the new basketball coach in Fort Myers, University of Fort Myers College.
All right.
And building your program, what's the first thing that you're going to do to try to build your program?
First thing I need to do is become familiar with that community. To me, I need to become very familiar with the community, with the coaches in that community. And I don't mean that's necessarily just the coaches, say for the high school coaches, because you got a lot of people that are coaches that know their community and what's going on. The recreation center people like Greg. I need to become familiar with what's going on in that environment, first of all, okay, and begin to get a feel for what can I get out of that community in terms of talent, and where is it going, and are we losing that talent someplace else versus me keeping that talent at that school.
Okay, now that you've done that, Greg, what do you do next?
After you establish a real working rapport with the people in the community, I'm going to start tapping into their different resources. Obviously, you're going to want to have talent. You have to have talent. And, that recruiting thing is obviously going to be...
Now, are you going to be the main person to recruit for your program, or are you going to do that with an assistant or assistants?
I'm going to do that with my staff, but I'm also going to talk to people who know the game. And like Ahmed had already established, since you trying to reach out to these different high schools and community centers, come on there and have lunch with them and talk about, well, who's in the community that you really think is great? Who have you ran into? What outstanding talent have you seen? And then when you start getting this information, jot it down, start making some phone calls, start making some connections. Here we go again. You got to start networking with people.
Okay, hold it. Ali, now, you doing that? Identify the 3 areas you're going to try to get into.
When you say 3 areas, what do you mean?
Just that where you want to try to recruit your kids from. Or is there a place you want to try to recruit them? As you're going through this process.
I think you have to, first of all, start within the radius, that you're in. Mm-hmm. And then
okay, give me a radius. 100 miles, 250 miles.
Where am I?
You're in Fort Myers.
I'm in Fort Myers. Wow. That's on the West Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, certainly you're gonna go Tampa. Certainly you're gonna go to the West Coast. I'm gonna go all the way over to Orlando for sure to start with. That would be my radius to begin with, and then as I begin to establish relationships, then I would branch out. Now,
okay, what would you say, Greg?
After that, I'm branched out and try to see what's in the local area. I'm going to start looking outside. Now, I don't want to.
Where outside?
I was about to say. That could be anywhere. That could be Kentucky.
Tell me where you're picking it.
Well, I got to find out where the hot spots are at that particular time. But there's one place that I'm definitely going to go, and that's going to be back in New York. I'm going to go back to New York because 2 of my partners who sit here right now, I already know that there's some talent in Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm going to hit those spots. And so I'm going to try to have a nice combination of local, all these little hot spots, these little hotbeds, that's if it's feasible, and I'm going to go ahead and hit some of these big cities. So I'm going to try to blend city, southern, and anything in between and put it on one team. I know that sounds like a dream, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a dream team.
It's just what we talked about when you come looking at basketball players versus in the South you have athletes. So I'm going to get some real basketball players. I'm going East Coast. I'm going Midwest. See, the thing about it is, if I'm at a school, I see this all the time. As Greg mentioned, I'm at a school and say you went to that school, and I don't reach out for you. I don't reach. You mentioned the school here. I don't reach out for you. Yes. I don't reach out for some other people who went to the school, play basketball for the school, and say, look, I'm trying to build a program. Can you help me, man? Can we get together? Can we talk? To me, now, my vision was that to take people that know some of the game, and just kind of don't. It doesn't have to be known by anybody. Say, I've got a group of outside consultants that look at the program, look at what's happening, and can kind of give me some advice about the direction I'm going. I don't have to make it public. This is to make this better for all of us. Okay, but I'm bringing you in. I'm talking to you. What do you think, man? What do you really think? Of course, I got to make the decision on that in communities. I've seen it happen here in Tallahassee with people that I knew who were head coaches, and they don't ask not one cotton-pick thing.
But we're not gonna mention no names.
About what you think. And like I went out. I had 3 guys. I had a kid that put his arm down in the rim. Sitting right in front, wanted to go to school. Had a situation as Greg talking about. Kid had an issue with his mother, had an issue at home, but was a good student, good kid. Don't say nothing. One of them kind of kids. He get flat out play. You ain't even contact the kid. So again, to your point, as you already know, it takes a lot in terms of what you're going to do in terms of coaching. But I agree. Yeah, I would get to know my community. Get out here, man, and start looking at recruiting, but it's really relationships. Yeah. You got to establish some darn relationships.
To the audience, what you didn't hear or see was Mickey Clayton, because he can relate exactly to who we was talking about without even mentioning the name. But we have seen these different scenarios in real life where people had the opportunity to take some help, take an idea, and because of their ego, they wouldn't hear you. And it's really a shame because you're ruining people's lives, and that's always distasteful, that's always wrong, and you hate seeing that.
Now, back to the
The one thing I don't think we do a good job is, I don't think, like, anytime your season is over in February in the state, I think that's an embarrassment. Like, how can basketball not be March Madness at Lakeland or wherever you're going to hold a state tournament? And to me, I think it does a disservice and a disjustice, and it sends a message to people, and probably the kids at some point, that is basketball really that important, or is it just a midway, to make sure we get the spring football okay?
Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSIIGHTS.com.
Insights is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. The comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.